Yay! Hello everyone, I'm just going to wait for you guys just to join in before I start. I'm excited. It's Saturday, I hope you're all doing well. It's going to be a fun one. Come in, join in, come into the living room, come into the space. I'm just going to wait for a couple of more minutes before I start, but it's going to be an exciting one. We're going to be talking about some really cool things, all things hair related, of course. Come in, come on. Okay, we'll give you about another 20 seconds or so to come in and join. Got my kinks, curls, and waves top on because that's what we're talking about today. Making your hair texture as beautiful as it's designed to be. And I hope you're all having a wonderful day. You are? I'm getting love and more views. Hey! You got to keep those love hearts going though. That's the only way I know who's interacting versus who's not interacting. So show those hearts. It's like imagine you're at a concert and every time you like something, you're like, woohoo! That's what I like to hear. So this is the first time that Sally Beauty is hosting and doing their DIY university, do it yourself. And I am grateful, honored to be the first one to kick it off with you all. So sit back, make sure you got a pen and some paper or your iPhone and open your notes section because I'm going to be dropping some gems. Just the little gems just to help you get on and have a successful transition in managing your hair expectation at home. And in doing so, I'm going to be introducing you to some of my products that I sold at Sally Beauty, but products that I really own. And who am I? Yeah, of course I am. I also, so I'm going to be selling some products that I designed, Vernon François. I created a hair care line that specifically helps to reach your full potential with all hair textures, but with an emphasis on kinky and coily hair types. And I work in the industry. A lot of people will be familiar with my work. A few celebrities like Willow Smith, Lupita Nyong'o, Serena Williams, and I just like making people feel beautiful with their hair texture and really showing the versatility of that. And that's how I ended up creating a product line that really spoke to delving into the diaspora of hair textures and what that really means. So today, I got my beautiful model. We have no names, so if there's some names that you guys have, please let me know. I just don't really call them names. It gets really personal if I do that. So I have no names, but what my model does have here is very beautiful, coily, kinky, dense texture. And what we're going to do today is demonstrate how you can be most effective with cleansing the scalp, therefore, which means you'll be cleansing the strands of the hair, but also exit for a beautiful condition which will allow your hair to be versatile in whichever style you choose to wear it. And then, if that wasn't enough, I'm also going to be showing you a quick style to really take your hair from 0 to 10 in a matter of like maybe 10 to 15 minutes with a hairstyle that is inspired by one of my beautiful friends and clients, Lupita, for a red carpet event that she went to for Star Wars. But also, I'm just going to show you how you can do it at home really quickly with short, kinky, coily hair types. So let's get started. So, as you can see, this hair hasn't actually been washed. One of the things that I like to really be conscious about is adding moisture into these hair types, which are kinks and coils. They lack the ability to retain and hold on to moisture. So when I designed my collection, one of the things that was almost paramount about everything in what these products are designed to do is to retain and build back in moisture into the hair and hold that. And so that really starts from the shampooing. If your shampooing is not effective and intentional from the outset, you're almost setting yourself up for failure. So we also know that our hair doesn't like to be shampooed often. So when you are shampooing, especially after the build-up, after weeks, sometimes months, I'm not going to call you out, of not shampooing your hair, there is a technique that I have been doing for over 20 odd years that really helps to get to the scalp efficiently and effectively without over shampooing. Now my shampoos are vegan, they are sulfate-free, they are paraben-free, and they really allow your hair to sit in its full glory. Look at this. Can you just have a moment? Can we have a moment of silence? Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I created this shampoo, PURE-FRO, which is paraben, sulfate, vegan-free, vegan-friendly, to strengthen, moisturize, and help protect your scalp. And I'm going to show you how I apply not only this shampoo, but the shampoo in general. I apply the shampoo to the hair dry. The method of dry shampooing, which I've been doing for many, many years from the early days of my career. And basically, I'm going to apply it to the scalp and work it through. And that way, what it's going to do is actually draw out all the buildup on top of the surface of the scalp and at the exterior of the hair shaft, and really allow the moisturizer to penetrate into the shafts of the hair. And I'm going to show you what I mean as I'm talking. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to section the hair with my fingers. A lot of the times, everything that I do is I section with my fingers, and this really helps me to really break up the density before I go in there with a comb. This just allows me to be way more efficient without any pulling or draggage to the hair, and then I will go in and use a comb where necessary. So I'm just going to use my fingers just to lightly break up like so. And now I've got my sections. I'm just going to use a section clip just to section it away, like so. And this is going to be the first part that I use to actually put the shampoo on, like so. Just going to take some out. This is how much I would apply on anyone's hair density, because the whole point of this is to emulsify it and apply it directly to the scalp area first, and then just work it through. So I do that all the way through. I'll do it in this section just to show you. Using my fingers to section, just to get to the scalp. And the reason why I find this really effective, you've got to imagine, you know, water and oil don't necessarily mix together. When you're frying eggs and then you want to wash and shampoo your frying pan, when you put shampoo on the frying pan with water, it doesn't mix. It's the same thing that's happening here. So before I actually wet the scalp, I'm applying the shampoo directly to exactly where I want it to hit. And this way it's going to attack it, it's going to remove it, and it's going to be a lot more softer and friendly on the scalp without having to go 3 or 4 times and trying to shampoo to lift off that buildup, which often happens after not washing your hair for so much, just because buildup from the hair and the pollution, the sweat builds up and it creates a barrier. So now that I've put in the shampoo just here, I'm just going to work it through. You're going to see how beautiful and how luscious this feels. Well, actually, you're not going to be able to feel it because you can't see it. But trust me, you can see already in how the shampoo comes out, how luxury this is, and just so nice. And it's almost like lotion. So I'm going to work that through. As I'm putting this on, you can see now I'm going to start to pull it through. As you saw earlier, I couldn't get my hands through this. Look, it's really knotty and dense. But this shampoo is so luscious and effective and effortless in detangling as well as moisturizing and hydrating that it's actually going to detangle for you as you're shampooing, which I know isn't, you never heard that before, but trust me, literally as you put this in, you can see it's happening here. As I start to work this through on dry hair, this, ladies and gentlemen, is literally detangling the hair. You can see the coils start to come back in themselves, and I'm just going to work it through the bottom through here. This, I start to use my fingers just to cleanse, and when I'm cleansing the hair, I'm using the palms of my fingers just here. This is really going to push the product into the scalp and really allow the hair to just live its best life and be cleansed very gently but effectively. And I do this all over, and the reason why I do this, once again, if you missed it, is to really help detox the hair in a healthy way without having to redo the hair again with shampooing. Yes, this allows me to shampoo only once. Do this shampooing once. Absolutely. So this is my PURE-FRO shampoo, as you can see here. It's a beautiful golden yellow situation. I feel like this complements our skin tone really nicely, so that's why I chose this. But yeah, I'm just going to take the shampoo once again and work it through. Start to use my hands just to bleed through here. And this is just a very simple and effective way to cleanse any kinky, coily, dense hair type, especially if you have lots of knots in there. You can see this one here. Just going to use my fingers just to loosen that and just put it right at the scalp and work it through like so. And as I start to work this through, you can see the hair elongating, and that just shows you how much moisture is packed into this shampoo, which is just full of green tea extracts, It's got, what are they actually? It's got caramel in there. It's got, there's one that I really like is pink bark, which is from a tree, and it just really helps the hair to lock in the moisture into the shaft of the hair. And as I said, I'm really, 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 really excited and proud about the shampoos because they really help bring a luxury feel. And I think if you get that at the beginning of your shampooing phase, you kind of set yourself up for success. So this is actually the point that I really enjoy the most actually when doing anyone's hair texture is the shampooing section. So look, you can see as the shampoo is set in there. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer so you guys can actually see. Yes, as you can see, look how beautiful the texture comes out here. This already starts to help with detangling. You can see if I just run my fingers through there, it's a lot more easier. And I haven't used a comb yet, guys. So you guys realize that this is working in real time, in real life. No comb is being used yet. And so look, and what you would do from this, once you've emulsified, and I sometimes advise people just to let it sit, maybe for 5 minutes if you can. It will just extract all the buildup, put your head underneath some water, and then emulsify it and start to do your shampoo. It will lava, it has natural lava, vegan lava extracts in there. And then that will just rinse out very effortlessly, very clean, very light, smells great. And the rest is history. Can you just look at that pattern? Look at that. Look how nice that is. And so you can see the difference now from what it was from when it was dry versus now when only the shampoo. I haven't even gone to the conditioner yet, but the shampoo's in there. And so this is really going to allow you to live your best kinky quality hair life. I really like this. And feel free to ask me questions. I'm going to do my best to answer them as I go through. That way we can be in real time, I guess, with what I'm actually doing. So I don't have to go back in case anyone's forgotten. But yes. Oh yeah, wash day. Yeah, yes, exactly. It's wash day. But look, can we just have a look at the length of that already? And this is with the shampoo. And we also, with my products, I know shrinkage is a real thing when we talk about kinks and coils. But you can actually have products that will help to maximize your true length if they're not oversaturated with heavy oils. And so it's about finding a fine balance of measuring and formulating a product that gives you moisture but really helps you to leverage your true length. And I know as kinky, curly, coily, people like to hold on to a bit of length, even though our teeny weeny frills are beautiful too. So this is, as you can see in real time, this is just really helping to bring back and pack in all that moisture and nourishment that is required to enable you to have a successful transition into conditioner and then your styling products. So what I'm now going to take you on to is something that you might not be a little bit accustomed to, which is my spray conditioners. I designed these spray conditioners. They're water-based, but purely based with a lot of conditioning agencies. It's a lot more lighter in the way that it's applied to the hair, but trust me, you have to trust me. Your hair will thank you for it in a different way than what it's been accustomed to before. And I do recognize it's a new way of applying conditioner, but the reason that I designed it was because I know that sometimes we take for granted in how we apply conditioner and use it as our sort of, our savior to pack in the moisture, to detangle and all that stuff. But once you've used the shampoo and your hair's already detangled, you really just need the conditioner to help you into the next stage to lock in and hold and repair and build moisture into the hair. And so what I'm going to show you here in the back is how to use these beautiful spray conditioners. What I'm going to do here is just lightly wet, because the hair would be wet before you apply the conditioner in here. But I couldn't have my model come out with wet hair to catch a cold. So I'm actually just going to use my mist. I'm just going to use my mist nourishing hydrating water just to wet it. Just a little bit to give you some real-time understanding of what would actually happen. Just going to use my fingers just to work that through. But what I have done here at the back, which you might be able to see if I hold this closer to you, is the conditioner been sprayed on here already. See how fluffy and soft and light that is? It's so nice and airy, and these conditioners are really designed to bring out the beauty of your true texture. You're not going to get this heavy, weighed down, silky effect just yet, but you're definitely going to get a really nice, moisturized and hydrated strands of hair. And so I'm just going to spray it It has two functions. One's a spray and one's a shoot. The shoot is directly designed to go straight into the scalp, and the spray is designed to sit like so. So you can get right over a wide surface of hair. You can see me using it here. Really good. Yes, and this is designed to go over a wide section of the hair like so, and then you spray it right in. All of these beautiful products you can purchase right now on sallybeauty.com or go to a store near you, and they have them all over the US actually. And so, as you can see now, I'm working this conditioner through, and I'm just going to work it through at the ends of my hair. Normally, this is the point where you pick up a brush or a comb, which you can do. In this case, I'm going to use a wide tooth comb here and just work it from the ends. And when I'm working it through, you can see I'm just combing my ends through. But already you can see the hair's already like falling downwards, which starts to show you that it's absorbing and soaking up the moisture, all the lavender, all the keratin, all the eucalyptus that's in there, which is really designed to hold and lock in moisture and repair any damage that may be there. But more importantly, it's done in such a light, effortless way that it's going to bounce back up. It's going to be so soft. And as you can see, as I'm leaving this in there, I'm just going to work the comb through it. I can use my fingers, but I'm just going to show you because I know at home a lot of people will use combs or brushes. So I'm just using a wide tooth comb just to work my fingers through it. And you can see, yes. And so you will find if you look in the Vernon François, can you just see how my fingers just went through that, by the way? Sorry, I was just like going on to a tangent then, but sometimes just the way the hair feels really tells you a lot about the product. Now, with my products, where they're water-based, you're going to feel a different feel to the hair, but I guarantee you can see already how nice and soft this is looking in real time, in real life. My collection is designed for all hair textures, and on the packaging, you will see that we have different, oops, me trying to be really cool. You will see on the packaging I have different iconographies, which will help you identify which hair texture you may fall into, and therefore which product may be the best for you to explore with. And in this instance, we have the coils and kinks here. So this is for kinky, coily, Afro hair. And then you can just have fun. But I will be showing you all the other stuff to stick around because I've got exciting things coming. But in the meantime, can we just have a moment about this spray conditioner? Because this is really working. And it's just beautiful. And look at this. Look at this. You see how this is working now? This is soft. This is light. It's not so heavy. And I know we need to pack conditioner into there. You can do that. You can have heavier creams and conditioners, which I do have in my collection as well. But I think I really wanted to focus on the idea of being accountable. Accountability is so important when styling hair, and something that we take for granted, and lean into products to do that for us versus actually learning how to be respectful to your hair. So these products are designed to collaborate with you and in order for you to have a very successful outcome. So I'm just going to show you what the hair looks like after it's been in for a while. I wish you guys could feel this. Where's the technology coming where we can actually just put our hands through and feel what's going on? Because you can see in real time as this is now. You need to give me some love hearts. Tell me what's going on, guys. Can you see this being sucked up, the moisture, and how it's just really just like taking in all the moisture and becoming these luscious coils and curls that you see happening right before your eyes. And this is from using the shampoo and then going straight into the conditioner, and using a conditioner that is really designed to give you maximum support without weighing it down too much. And some people do like to do a twist with this and then rinse it out and leave it in for longer. It's up to you. I'd advise to rinse it out after a couple of minutes, but it's really down to you how you want to use the conditioner onto your hair. And then you would go through it and do the nice serum. And that's just one of the quickest and most effective ways that I found doing shampoo and conditioning and cleansing with kinky, coily hair sex. Yes, and so the most important thing about this over the years when I've been working is learning that this is something that is achievable at home. Yes, you guys can do it at home yourself. It just requires patience. Remember to section your hair. And sectioning doesn't have to be in any neat. I always do a center and then go over, do like a hot cross bun first, and then work up in those 4 quarters. And then using the shampoo, and then you use the conditioner, which you can purchase at sallybeauty.com. They're a little bit shiny now because they've got all the moisture on them. Can you see this? Yes, this is moisture. It's not sticky either. Look how all of them put it. Yes, ma'am. Okay, okay. So you can tell by products as well by how it feels. So I invite you to come and purchase them at sallybeauty.com and see how they feel on your hands, but more so how they work on your hair, and also how they work after they've been rinsed off. I think there's sometimes we kind of use you compare the performance by how it feels in when it's exposed to water, which makes sense. But I urge you to invest and give me and the products an opportunity to see how your hair responds to it on day 1, 2, and 3. And packing protein into the hair requires the hair to sit and absorb the moisture and absorb the ingredients over time for you to reap the benefits. And you should be able to see huge flexibility and management with working with the hair for your desired style, which will then tell you the shampoo and conditioner worked for you. And I think sometimes we're trying to rush the process versus actually trying to learn about what is required and needed for the process to be effective and efficient. And so I invite you to use this method. Try and apply the shampoo to the scalp dry, emulsify the scalp, allow the shampoo to extract all the buildup, and then use the water to rinse it off. And this is also another way, almost like co-washing, which is shampooing from a conditioner perspective, that I advise to do, but that should be complementary to your washing regime. You have to cleanse your scalp, or else your hair will be suffocating. And you have to look after the foundation, and so you have a beautiful external success. And so that's something that I hope you guys will take away with you and apply it to your day-to-day routine at home when you do your wash days. And I'm so happy that you all are continuing to join me on DIY University at Sally Beauty. Sorry? Oh yeah, I have someone in my ear, by the way, talking to me, just so you guys know I'm not really talking to myself or talking to my music, which I could be doing either way, but just letting you guys know. I'm not as crazy as I sound, but I'm crazy as I think I am. So, okay. Yes, and so thank you for your question. So yes, this was just used because I don't have access to the shower to wet the hair, but the mist water spray here is one of my #1 seller ever because it does what it says. It's hydrating, it's mist, it's full of amino acid, probiotics, it's grapefruit seed oil, grapeseed oil, and it's just the spray pattern of this is just undeniable, and it really helps to pack in moisture. I'm going to show you how to use this in my next model to the right. But yes, this is used to prime, used to protect, used to restyle, and just used as a daily, which you should apply maybe 2 or 3 times, 4 times if you want, to pack in moisture. So I would use your shampoo, a conditioner, and then you can use this before you put on any desired creams or gels or anything, and then maybe day 2, 3, or 4 when you want to refresh. Make sure you got some François mist. Vernon François, you can get this. Sally Beauty! And that's how I would use that. But thank you for your question. And I'm just kind of just sitting here so you guys can see that this still hasn't shrunk. And you can see that it's retained the length, and it's just moisturized and it's shiny. And you can see now here, as the conditioner is really sat in there, it's really allowed the hair to be really nice and fluffy, really soft. You can just see by the touch of it. So this is what it was like before, and now this is what it's like here now. And just for clarity, to meet everyone's expectations with my mannequin, to find hair texture that behaves like our hair texture is quite difficult. So this has been permed several times to really mimic the behavior of kinks and coils. I recognize she's not human, but in terms of when you perm something, you can really disrupt the shaft of the hair, and it creates the behavior like kinky coil and curly hair types have, where it mats a lot and interlocks and is not able to release itself unless it's been exposed to some conditioning agencies, which is what we're doing here. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, it does make sense? Everyone's saying yes, no, thumbs up, love hearts. Okay, great. Okay, fantastic. I'm going to move on to my next one because it's going to take me a little bit of time, and I know I talk a lot, but I get really excited and I want to do so much stuff, but we don't have a little bit of time. So, thank you. Moving on. Now, the new age that we're living in, we have to be ready to be on Zoom, calls, FaceTimes, and with our kinks and coils, sometimes we just don't have enough time that we prepare ourselves with to give us that desired look that is nice and allows our fro to be in its full fro glorious. I just made that word up, but I think it sounds really cool. Fro glorious stage. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to show you how I quickly get a teeny weeny afro, kinky, coily hair type into a beautiful, elegant style that is romantic, sexy, and available for you guys to do at home yourself in DIY University. So we have a picture here in what I'm about to recreate. This was from my homegirl, Lupita. We did for the red carpet event for Star Wars. I think you guys are about to see it. Woohoo! Can we get a cheer? Yes! I love this style. You can just see from when you see the full length hair, you can see the nuance when she's turned to an angle that it kind of pivots to the side. It comes out in different angles. And then the front of it is like a fluffy bangs. Oh, I just fall in love when I see stuff like this. Me and her, we almost have a crying moment every time we do hair. A little bit of information there for you because we really love to showcase the versatility of our hair textures, and we can create these amazing, desirable looks that are romantic, tell a story that is effortless, and red carpet appropriate. So, how I did that was one of the main things when you're putting up, I think, when you're putting up kinks and coils, is to be mindful of elasticity. So it's very moldable and very versatile, but it's also very prone to breakage. And so always just pushing and like blow drying and pulling can do a lot more damage in the longer run than in the immediate effect. And so I like to sometimes, when I'm taking up hair, I like to take it up in sections. And what I mean by that is showing you how the back section is being taken up. You can see here, how I've taken up this section is one side here, I've just pulled up. What I've used, which I'm going to show you here, I've used my styling cream, which is used for all hair types. And you can use this for a twist out, which I did here at the front, or you can use it just to lay down the edges and have that really nice, soft, effortless look here, which you can see here. And I'm going to show you how I did that right now. But more importantly, you can see how I pulled up the hair size here, and I pulled up the hair on this side. And what I did do here, if you can see, is I took this section into two and pulled it up, but I twisted this part here, just so it didn't have that much tension here, but was still sophisticated and sleek. No one's going to see the hair at the back of the Zoom, but this technique and knowledge about these techniques are really going to help you to retain your edges and stop breakage. So, what I did at the front here last night, oh yeah, preparation is key. You've got to prepare yourself. Give yourself time. If you know you got a Zoom call, prepare yourself, be kind to your hair and preparation. Just a little preparation, and this hairstyle, I love it. This hairstyle will last you a couple of days, and I know for every woman out there, or guy, or non-binary person, will make this last as long as you need to last. So this style will last as long as you need it to last, basically is what I'm going to say. And so I use the styling serum, sorry, that's incorrect. I use the styling cream, like so, comes out. I love this styling cream. It's so nice. I don't use a lot of it every time I apply. I always like to apply as I go. Just rub it into the ends of my fingers, and then I would work it through on the hair like so, and then I would twist. And these twists are not anything special, but you can twist as much as you desire. I always say when you're twisting to make sure the hair is wrapped around as much as you can wrap it around to really emphasize a curly, coily texture. And yes, this is manipulating the natural curls, but it's also a curl that I think is very authentic and true to the behavior of this particular texture. So what I'm going to show you now is how I would pull up the sides of the hair. So when you're pulling up Afro hair, or any kinks and coils, or any hair in general actually, I always try to give that snatched feel and look. You have to almost lift it like this way. Not stretch it back, but lift it up and then let it go out. And so if I do this like so, you're going to see already the difference. Whoops, it came on. This doesn't happen in real life. If I lift it like so, it's going to be way more flattering than if I put it back and lift it up like so, which is more like crown-esque, but I really want to keep and retain all the length. You see that there? That's what I want. And so what I did in the middle bit as well, which I'll show you, is to retain the length. I switched the middle section into 2 sections. So she's got 2 ponytails here, 2 puffs. You can see 1, 2, and by doing that and splitting the puff section, really allows me to maximize the length of my kinks and coils because we are prone to shrinkage. And so the more you can, the more sections you can put in the crown section, the less pullage and extension you're going to have, which is going to essentially minimize retraction and minimize hair breaking and falling, and for some people alopecia. And so this was what I did. I wetted the hair with the mist moisture spray first. That just helps give me some elasticity to the hair. Just to mist it like so, let that soak in. One of the great things about this mist moisture spray, you can spray from arm's length away, and the further you spray it, the more impact it's going to have over the hair. You're going to cover a wider surface like so. The closer you spray it, the more it's going to wet a particular area. Use your discretion when doing this. I like to always try and spray it arm's length away. This really helps to get in there and really moisturize the hair as much as I need it to be. What I'm now going to do is get my styling cream, which is also a cream that is so versatile that you can use for straight hair, wavy hair, coily hair, curly hair, and kinky hair types. It just depends on what you do and how you do it. And so I'm going to show you. So take a little bit out of my hands like so. Here you go. And I'm just going to get my brush. I'm going to use a hair tie in this instance. I'm going to get my product. Normally when I'm doing this, I tend to sometimes actually put the product on the brush and just scoop it up at the sides like so. I'll turn this around for you. And just scoop it up on the side like that, just so it's nice and gentle. This product really helps to keep some of the natural wave and nuance of the texture, which I love, because that also tells your story. And so I'm just using that just to hold up like so and working this in. And the reason why sometimes I like the product to be on the brush is because when you're holding a product down for many days, when you're using a product that's going to be in the hair for many days, sometimes I really don't like the hair to be caked with products in case I need to re-wet it and mold it again. And so this is where this plays a huge role. As you re-wet the hair, it will just reactivate the product on the surface layer and keep the hair really healthy and intact. So that little bit of brushing you can see here, how I just flatten that right up here, and I'm going to catch it with my hair tie just at the nape of the head here, like so. Here we go. Just going to wrap that around. I actually don't really tend to wrap these around too much or make it really tight, and I'll show you how you can make it tight in a second. But once the hair is going up in this direction, it will already give the illusion that it's quite tight in. And then I literally just section it into 2 and just give that a little snub like so. And that will really tighten that up. But you can see that now. Woo! I'm getting so excited. You can see how this now gives you this crown illusion that's really nice. Rather than putting it all up in one bun and then having retraction in certain areas, shortage in certain areas, I really want to maximize the length. And this is what you can do in such a small space of time, doesn't make sense, in such a short space of time. And this is why this is so exciting. I'm so excited to be here, Sally Beauty, on this DIY University. It sounds like a rap, I don't know what I'm saying. So I'm going to do this side now once again. You can see I'm really entertaining myself. I'm using just a small amount of the styling cream, which you can purchase at sallybeauty.com and Sally Beauty in the store near you. I'm going to put this on my brush like so. This is my edge control brush, a smoothing brush. This is actually one of the oldest pieces of tools I have in my kit that I had when I started out many, many years ago. I'm just going to use this here, and I'm going to use it to brush up. Once again, the reason why I like to apply the product on the brush is just because I only need the outer areas smoothed down, and I like the puffiness of the inside. This keeps the integrity of the hair and doesn't over product and saturate the hair. The hair has already been moisturized with the mixed water, and this just really helps to just clean it up. You see that here? Can you see that? Can you see that, the ripple effect? I'm just going to push that for you. It's so nice and it feels great as well. So I'm just going to use, once again, this hair tie. I'm going to show you a little trick as well. So just bear in mind, see how thin this hair tie is? I'm using this for the small ponytails around the exterior of the hair, but in the middle I use the bigger hair tie. I'm going to show you why in a second. So I'm just going to pin that like so. Remember to be kind, make sure all the hair is coming through, and just pin it like so. Or actually you're putting the hair tie, you're not pinning it. It doesn't need to go around too many times. Just section it into two, and then pull that like so. So now what you have is this beautiful textured updo that has some authenticity to it. You don't need to get all the edges laid down. You can see how I've done the ponytail. It's given some give. So you can see it goes out just slightly here, but it's up. So remember what I talked to you about the hair tie? I'm using a thicker hair tie in the midsections. That way it will wrap and push the hair up higher to keep that volume. That was another trick for you. Did you get that? Did you get that? Did you keep that? Did you keep that? Okay, so what I'm now going to do is use, you guys don't know about this yet. You should know about this. How dare you not know about this? So this is a serum that I created to really help hold a little bit, but give some shine and some definition, but more importantly, just some versatility with managing the hair. I'm actually not spraying that much serum, by the way. I had to flute it because it's a brand new one, so I needed to pump it sometimes. But I've got this amount of serum in here, and what I'm going to do, these were some twists that I did last night, and I'm just going to, actually I'll stand here, just going to put it on the twist and work it through like so. This is just a great way to break the product up, to loosen the hair and get it ready for styling. This is your moment for you to, where if you wanted to put some heat on it with the hairdryer on cool temperature and medium speed, you can do. I'm also now lotioning her face, by the way, which I do not advise you to do because it's not a face screen, but it will be really nice on the forehead. And so I'm going to use this here, work it through, just really bring the shine into that. Look at that. And now this is for the exciting part. Whew, are you guys ready for this? I don't think you guys are ready for this yet. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is spray some mist water. This is just going to plump up the Afro kinks and coils while I'm now, yes, but look at this. Look, I don't know, you guys are missing. You have to watch very closely. That mist water is now going to fuse all these pony puffs into one. Literally, as I just put the water in there, look at that. You can't even see that I've taken it up in sections because the water is now just spasming the hair with moisture, hydration, sexiness, everything. And then it's just going to fluff it out naturally. I'm just going to use my fingers just to fluff that out, like so. Let that sit. Now it's time to focus on the front bits really quickly. Just going to take it out with my fingers. When you're taking out kinks, when you're taking out twists or braids, take your time, be a little bit patient. I myself included get very impatient taking them out because I'm so excited to see the result, but you have to take your time. So putting this serum on will really help to have a lot more ease and fluidity with taking them out because it will slide through like so. Look at that, you're welcome. Just going to take it out. Already, this is already a good start, by the way. Just want to put it up there. And so, what we're now going to do is plump. And so, what you can do is start to section this and break it up a little bit more with your fingers. I like to sometimes start from the middle section, and then break it up. But because of time and what we're doing here, and I really actually want to have a look that looks like it hasn't been set for a while, I'm actually just going to go in at the root and pull that out straight away. And just section it like that. And if you go in the root and put it out, what tends to happen is you're going to destroy more of the curl pattern that you just created and get more of a frizzy texture, which is totally fine if you want that look to just be for the moment. If you want to hold on to the curl pattern that you've had from your twist out, I would advise taking it out from the middle section, like here, just pulling it out gently and letting it sit. But because I want that fluffy texture to really match what's going on here, I'm just going to literally just pull it out and almost destroy it as I'm going there. But because you use the styling cream, it's all going to look still amazing and still cool. And so, here we go. You can see already how that's starting to look really nice and beautiful. and use some more of my Serum. All my products are designed so you can keep reapplying and reapplying without thinking that you've got too much on your hair, which is a thing sometimes I know we get really concerned about. But I made them so they're reapplicable, so you can use them whether it's on for a Zoom call, for a red carpet event, going to a wedding, putting your hair up for just going to bed. You can reapply, reapply. So what I'm now going to do is use my Afro pick, and I'm just going to pick out just the roots here. The longer your Afro pick is, the better, because it just allows you to go in there and really just get to where you really want to get to without destroying the pattern. And all this is about now is about the pination of it all. Yes, pination. I like my words and I'm making up, by the way. And so what I'm going to do here is literally just pull over and just find a way to put these bangs, Afro, curly, kinky, coily bangs, in a way that really suits the intention, the mood, and how I'm feeling. Yes, you can get a head wrap and just put it here if you wish, and let it stick out. Or you can pin it, as I'm about to show you now. But what I really encourage people is to keep plucking and really get it to a state where it looks almost just like, I mean, can we just, well, I mean, okay, I'm going to just take a picture. Like, that is stunning already. I get so excited. I get so excited. It's like I'm a little kid in a candy store. But this really excites me. This is so beautiful. And literally, I'm just creating this beautiful vase. So the vase of flowers. Choose your flower. And so literally, that's what I'm doing now. Is just plumping, just to get my desired look. When styling Afro kinky hair, I think it's important that you really focus on what your intention is before you start getting to the finished part of it. So I want something really with loads of texture in it. I want bits hanging out a little bit. I want a fringe or bangs. So that's what I'm creating right now before I put my finishing touches to it. And what I mean by that is that sometimes I think we try to get to the finished result before we've actually even created a base for it. So just focus on your base. I'm going to use these U-pins. I like to use these. They're really strong. I don't like to use the long ones because sometimes they hurt. But you can just pick it up at the end and you can just start to just play with it. You don't have to be so intentional in terms of pushing it in. You just need to pick it up and just push. And then the more you keep doing that, the more you then start to find a rhythm of what you like. And this is just to put it back into a shape that gives you that beautiful Afro bangs, but allows the hair to look really nice and authentically beautiful. And I don't know, there's so much ways you can style this. It's just beyond me. So let's see what works. Let's see, because I'm also doing this blind, by the way. I don't have a mirror in front of me, so bear with me. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We're working. You guys can tell me, go to the left, go to the right, tell me what you're thinking. But this is just giving. I'm a true believer of providing lots of nuance and different textures and behaviors with the hair. And so you've got to teach people how to love your hair and texture. And so I'm always playing with loads of different densities and different textures. And remember, from the Zoom perspective, you're seeing just the front piece. So what you want to focus on is your neck and from your ear out, and then create a nuance at the front. So when you're like, yeah, I heard that, you just turn it to the side and you go, whoo! And then you turn to the other side and you have this, it's like a whole different style. And so you just want to focus on shapes, but make sure that your blocking and your sort of intention is just in there from the beginning. Sorry. And so just using a little bit of moisture spray just to bring this up here. And then obviously you see this connection here. You can just fluff that out. I know we're almost running out of time, guys. You see, and I wanted to do so much more, but I talk too much. But I'm hoping that you guys are loving and liking this nice traditional updo in a way that's really going to help retain, protect, and give you true versatility and longevity when styling your hair in a quick 20 minutes, 15, 10 minutes. And using, obviously, oh, I have some questions, but using, sorry, go ahead. Yes. With what, sorry? Oh, yes. So I was going to say, yeah, you can use the Vernon François products to really help bringing your true texture alive, which will enable you to be detangle free, knot free, versatility, light, moisturized, and happy kinks and coils. But I believe there's some questions there. What are the questions? Let me know. Why would I? That's a good way. Oh, is that the question? I'm sorry. What's a good way to avoid getting the knots at the end? Detangling, using the moisturizer, using your fingers. If you're getting knots at the ends, don't be discouraged by that. That's a part of the behavior of the hair. You can use products that will lock in moisture. For example, your shampooing product from the beginning should really help loosen that out. So you shouldn't be at a point where you're styling and still having lots of knots in your hair, because the moisture should be put in from the shampoo, and then with your conditioner, and then with your desired styling product and moisturizer afterwards. But if you continue to always have knots in the hair, as it will happen as it's drying, please, 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 if there's anything that you get from today, get the Mist Moisturizing Spray. It will change your life. You can spray this as much as you feel you need to spray without it feeling greasy, overwhelmed, sticky. This will soak up in seconds and really help to detangle. So you can use that. And if it's really knotty, you might be due for a trim. Any more questions? Oh yeah, look, you can do like this. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I'm just doing this now because I feel like she can have a little twist in there, a little fro here. But this is just to show you that you can still have this beautiful texture. And what you see on the image of the peel is that half of it's dinted inside here, and sometimes the photography on the red carpets are not set up to be flattering to our hair texture. And so you will see, if I show you here, it goes in, and so the nuance of it creates this really romantic sort of story that we like to tell about ourselves, which is not often depicted through our hairstyles. And so that's what I like to do, and just create like different sort of awkward shapes that are still beautiful, but really tell the story. And so yeah, this is a really sexy, soft, fluffy, kinky, coily, natural hair updo that is retaining structure on the roots so you don't get breakage, but also giving you really cool tips on how to put the hair up without snapping the hair too much, and using the styling cream that really helps bring out the versatility in your hair. Whoops. And like I said, you can break this up as much as you want. I actually really liked it out because it gave you that avant-garde, that editorial feel. I mean, you can also sit on a Zoom call with a fan in front of your face and just blow your hair. Okay, well, I just wanted to say I'm grateful and honored to be here, and especially to be the first one to launch the DIY University with Sally Beauty. Thank you for having me. Please check out sallybeauty.com to reap the benefits of the Vernon François hair care collection. And until then, stay safe, enjoy your Zoom calls, and continue to find the beauty within your own true texture by exploring all the things from the Vernon François hair care line. But also tune in next week. They have some more incredible guests lined up, and Sally Beauty DIY University live classes are really going to help you guys get into a routine that's going to really help you feel comfortable with your hair. So thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and stay beautiful.